William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lambda Weekly. I'm Dave Taffet here in the studio with Lerone Landis and the late Patti Fink, and our guest is Erin Moore, lesbian.
Lesbian.
Uh-huh.
You know there's a story behind that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay.
Tell the story.
Yeah, when in 98?
Yeah.
I think it was 98. Yes, it'd been around
That would be 1998.
1998, yes.
Yeah, different century.
Not 18, yeah. Short story long, we were at the Fair Park doing our National Coming Out Day event at the band shell with Kate Bornstein, transgender activist, as our guest. And that was the year that Matthew Shepard was found. And so media just descended on us, and they were interviewing anybody they could get their hands on. And I was, at the time, co-chair of the National Coming Out Day here. And instead of Erin Moore activist, Erin Moore co-chair, Erin Moore graphic artist, Erin Moore anything, they said Erin Moore lesbian.
Well, that's what you are.
On WFAA, you know, as the ID. So it's sort of become a thing.
That's what you are.
That's an
Erin
interesting
Moore
profession.
Yeah. It doesn't pay very well.
I was going to say, maybe I should try that sometime.
Another thing that doesn't pay very well, that's one of my segues, is working here at KNON.
You get better at those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This one was kind of sort of related. It is Pledge Drive, so give us a call, 972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. We have operators standing by, and they're standing by right here in the studio, unlike some of the other stations in the area that do pledge drives. There you're calling a distant city.
A call center somewhere.
A call center, yeah.
Our call center is right here in the studio.
Yep. That's right, and Josh is here, and Chris is here, and...
we got a very crowded studio right now.
Yeah, we do.
We've got Josh, Chris, we've got you, Lerone, me, Patti. We're all standing by, waiting for your call.
And it's very...
972-647-1893. I'm giving the number.
Sorry. Give the number again.
972-647-1893.
And it's very strange the way we're sitting. Erin is sitting on a short stool.
Sitting on a short stool because Patti broke the chair last week.
I did not break the chair.
No, it just fell apart under her. And Patti is sitting on a tall stool, so Patti is like a foot taller than Erin, and that never happens.
Can I enjoy it while I can?
I guess you should.
It happens every now and again when there's stairs involved.
It is Pledge Drive, though, and we really do need your support. We did not make our goal last week, so we need to make that up this week. So 972-647-1893, and we have a couple of special pledge premiums, don't we, Lerone?
We do. Again, at numbers 972-647-1893. The one that I'm excited about, I thought Patti was excited about it also. It's the Ann Wilson of Heart concert that's going to be at the Bomb Factory on May 31st. That's a Wednesday night. You can get one pair for $70, and you can get a pair plus a KNON t-shirt for $100. That should be awesome. She's got a wonderful voice.
We saw them...
Powerful Pipes.
Powerful
last
Pipes.
year.
Oh, so you have seen them in concert before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I drove up from Waco in the 80s, early 80s, from Baylor with a group of women and to watch Heart in Reunion Arena.
Oh, I miss Reunion Arena.
And one of the things we noticed in our, nosebleed seats was the aroma of cannabis. Throughout the arena. Yeah,
shocking.
It is shocking for some people from Waco.
Yeah, but we just saw Heart last year. They were in tour with Joan Jett and Cheap Trick and one other band from the 80s. And it was a great concert, and she still got the voice, I tell you what. So if you want tickets to Ann Wilson...
If you want tickets and you want the aroma of cannabis again, call 972-647-1893.
And
it's medicinal.
Speaking of cannabis, our Attorney General...
Which one? Ours or national?
National.
Okay.
He came out with a statement this week that he wants to crack down on drug use and drug abuse and drug dealing, increase sentences, which totally reverses the Obama administration approach to this, where he was trying to clear out the jails and because of the
and basically
cost
say they've been
to society.
overcharged and over sentenced
You know why?
for decades.
Why that's a dumb idea?
Well, I know why it's a dumb idea. I thought you were going to tell me why it's a good idea or
Yeah.
why they think it's a good idea. They think it's a good idea because, hey, more employment for people working in more prisons.
Well,
And private
private
prisons.
prisons, yeah.
Corporate prisons.
But and besides being a bad idea for being punitive about a small offense, it actually costs taxpayers more money to incarcerate someone than it does to get them treatment that they need. And even if they are, say they are addicted to marijuana, which I doubt you can do anyway.
Well,
but,
cocaine or
whatever,
whatever
any kind of substance abuse. If you
heroin.
actually,
There's a terrible heroin problem right now.
actually, the
Opioid.
latest thing is fentanyl, but whatever. If you get someone treatment and get them in steady housing and employment, it is actually cheaper to pay for all of that than it is to incarcerate them. But I don't own stock in helping someone. I own stock in a private prison, so I'm going to make it so where everybody's got to go to prison. Yeah.
That's correct.
So yeah, it's a horrible, horrible idea.
He's draconian.
He's
Absolutely
he's stuck in the
draconian.
70s. He's stuck in that mindset of well, I used the word already. I'll say it again. Punitive, daddy state where everybody's bad except for us. So yeah, I'm not a big Sessions fan.
Speaking of bad, it is Pledge Drive when we're doing bad.
We are doing bad.
Lee.
Lee.
Our phone number is 972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. Ooh, Josh is on the phone right now.
And we do have our regular premiums that we always have, such as our T-shirts, Patty's apron.
Yes.
Patty's apron.
And we have a new T-shirt. It's black. I'm sorry, it's gray.
Gray.
And we had a debate last week of whether that was purple or blue.
It's a
or
purpley blue.
periwinkle. I think it's periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
It's,
Okay.
Yeah, on the color spectrum it's between, but I think it's leaning towards purple.
Okay. All right. I think. Well, maybe Patty and I should have a color eye test. Because we said it was blue.
I think that's in between.
In between.
It's in between.
Ish.
But anyway, you can get one of those T-shirts for a $40 pledge, and they're kind of sleek and simple, and they're really.
And the reason we're talking like this, I think that we have T-shirts hanging
We
up
have
in
T-shirts,
the studio
yeah.
to remind us
we
to
do
push
have
them.
T-shirts hanging over. It's almost like that stupid dress thing that went around a couple of years ago.
But those are for a $40 pledge. We have some items for higher pledges, a $75 pledge. The Knon umbrella. When it is raining, I love my Knon umbrellas because they are so sturdy. I've never had an umbrella that's lasted more than a couple of rainstorms. This one
Right.
I've had for years. $75 pledge, you can get a Knon umbrella. And also support listener-supported programming.
The best.
You need a list of gifts, Josh, for...
The best thing about wearing Knon T-shirts and carrying Knon umbrellas and backpacks and things like that is when you're out and about, people know what kind of person you are when you listen to Knon. It's like the head nod, like we used to give in the gay community. You give the head nod, and it's like this silent assent that you're a cool person because you've got Knon stuff. So if you want to be cool, give us a
I've
call.
actually been stopped a few times, and conversation struck up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it never fails that when I'm wearing something or Patty's wearing something and we're out and about, it's, I love Knon. I love Knon. Well, show your love and give us a call.
I was on Dart one time, and somebody stopped me. This was when I was doing the polka show, and he said, "You're Polka David."
You are polka. I miss the polka show. I miss it being before us. They were such great people, and
They
that's the
were.
kind of community that Knon built.
Right.
So yeah, give us a call 972-647-1893.
And we're just talking a little bit of news today. This week, the legislature, or the House, passed a bill that will, it's an anti-LGBT adoption bill.
And this is the Texas
This is
legislature.
the Texas legislature.
They would say it's not, but yes, it is.
Can either of you explain the bill?
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
No, go ahead.
No, let our guest, because she's our guest.
She's our guest.
It's okay. Y'all know as much as I do. I'm just here taking up space.
I think there's a show tune out of that. Be our guest.
Be our guest?
Speaking of show tunes.
No.
We
that
digress
was not a segue.
so easily.
That was not a segue. Yeah, just look at the shiny keys. The bill is that adoption agencies can deny someone the right to adopt based on their religious convictions, beliefs. Meaning, and I think it even specifically spells out Christian beliefs. So it can deny people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, the normal discriminatory subsets. But it also, I don't know if it's intentional or unintentionally, excludes anyone who's not Christian. Jewish, Muslim.
Anyone who's not that particular kind of Christian, and anyone who's been divorced.
Yeah.
Anyone who's been divorced, which would eliminate both of my parents.
And single parents.
Yeah.
And you can be a Christian, go to church every Sunday, bring your hot dish, and be single, and you still can't adopt. So, yeah, it is extremely limiting. And when they're offering up this as the alternative, the answer to why they're able to cut Planned Parenthood funds, well, you can always go through adoption agencies. We can adopt adoption. We need to adopt more children and not have them be, go through an abortion clinic. But then they restrict the adoption so much.
Right. So here's what it says specifically. This would mean that state-funded discrimination against groups of people, like Erin said, including the LGBT community, single people, interfaith couples, and members of minority faiths. Here's the scary part about the bill.
Here's one part about that.
It is
that I love. Linda Coop in this district, who is Jewish and who has a gay brother, voted for this bill.
Yeah.
That is just
now. Jason Villalba,
it is.
Are you in Jason's district? He voted against. He thought and came out with a statement lambasting this bill.
And he signed on to Eric Johnson's end of
bill.
So yeah, I mean, I think good for Jason. We need more people reaching out across the aisle and governing instead of being petty and small. And the other thing, I don't know if y'all know about this part, but Friday was the deadline for House bills. And Thursday, I think if they didn't have a hearing by then, they were dead. And there were 5, what they're calling themselves the Freedom Caucus, which is the Tea Party people, in the House who were going around killing bills just to kill them. They didn't even know what they stood for. They were randomly picking bills and killing them. And they even said it was retribution for how they had been treated all session. Well, I'm sorry, guys. You're holding your breath. You're not working the system. You're not working across the aisles. If you don't get your way, you're going to walk around killing bills that could possibly help people, including, I think, Helen Giddings' school lunch program bill. So it's become a petty, small schoolyard, hair-tugging, rock-throwing kind of legislature, and I just hate it. I hate the fact that we have to hold our breaths every 2 years and hope that nothing too bad happens.
But the bathroom bill died.
The bathroom bill died, but
it could come back.
It could come back.
And going back to the adoption thing,
I got on a roll.
Alabama also passed a law very similar to what Texas is trying to do, but theirs does not apply to any agencies that accept any state or national funds. At least that's a little bit better. Well, Texas's bill does.
See, here's the damage I think it's going to do. There's just one certain amount of money that's divided up for this purpose. Religious adoption agencies in the past did not get that money if they discriminated in any way.
Right.
Now they can, and so good agencies like places that we've had on, like Jonathan's Place and Promise House, they'll get less of that money.
Right.
And that's where the danger is. Now, before the show, Lerone and I were talking, and I said, I don't think it's going to affect the number of adoptions particularly, because gay people, Jewish people, Muslims, we do our homework before we go to an agency and make sure that we're welcomed. And Lerone said he knows 2 cases.
I know 2 different cases of somebody who went to gay couples who went to private agencies and were turned down because they were gay. So and they did not do their homework, obviously, but what you just said, that's not 100% of everybody.
Which amazes me.
I hate that you have to do your homework.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
everybody doesn't do their homework.
If there is a child that needs a home, and there is a home that is able to provide a well-fed, well-cared for, stable environment for that child, I don't care if you're green. That kid needs a place to live.
Right.
And instead, they're keeping them as wards of the state, which, again, if you're a Republican, costs taxpayers money.
And not just as a ward of the state. Some of them are sleeping in the CPS office buildings.
They are.
Yeah, because CPS has been run so well lately.
Well, and what's caused that is the huge number of kids that we have that need places, that need homes, about 70,000 at any one time. The slow processing of these kids and the lack of places to put them in between. Places like Hope Cottage, it's full.
We just...
What is the reasoning that they've given? Why did this bill even come up?
Theocracy.
Money.
And
they want money to go to these religious agencies. And
they want to prefer one religion over all others.
They want to have a select class, and they're slowly, systematically, well, not so slowly, creating it so that you can do whatever you want to do as long as you're a Christian.
This bill is so obviously unconstitutional.
Sure, it'll get challenged.
It's going to be overturned.
But how many kids are hurt in the meantime?
Of course.
That's my biggest thing. It's like these mean-spirited bills, of course they're unconstitutional. Of course they're going to get repealed. Of course they're going to get challenged and sued and all this other stuff. But how many people have to suffer in the meantime? And this time it's kids. They seem to be going directly after kids this session, and it's just making me nuts. I mean, why? They should be our most protected class of citizenry, and instead they're taking away everything they can take away from the indigent and impoverished and needy kids in our state.
And going back to you doing your homework, this is like we've in the past 3 to 4 years, we've heard stories here locally in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, a couple whose kid was kicked out of a private school when they found out they had same-sex parents. Well, how come that couple didn't check with that school first to see that there wouldn't be any issues? Like Erin said, you shouldn't have to do your homework, but you kind of have to, and everybody didn't do their homework.
Well, in this bill, and we can stop this bill if you contact your state senators and repeatedly, like lots, just call and call and call, because this bill needs to be stopped.
And you need to call if you want to call about any bill. You need to do it Monday morning because we're coming to the end of this portion of the session. We need to take a break. You're listening to Lambda Weekly on 89.3 Knon FM. I'm Dave Taffet here in the studio with Lerone Landis and Patti Fink. And what?
I was going to say one more thought, but I guess
go ahead.
No, I said this bill also allows them to refuse to place LGBT kids.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we need to talk about
We'll talk about that.
No, we need to talk about that when we get back.
Yes.
That's not just a throwaway, hey, it also does that. And our guest, Erin Fink, Erin Moore.
Erin Moore, yes.
Lesbian.
Yes.
We'll be back with more.
This is Rollins Gilliland, and I'm listening to Lambda Weekly on 89.3, and darn glad to be doing it.
Hi, this is Valletta Wells, and I listen.
And you're listening to Lambda Weekly on 89.3 Knon FM. I'm Dave Taffet here in the studio with Lerone Landis and the late Patti Fink, and our guest is Erin Moore, and she's stuck by for more.
What?
You stuck in the studio for more of our show.
Oh, yes, I did.
It is Pledge Drive, though, and we're doing better than last time. I'd like to thank Viv. I'd like to thank Louise. Thank you for your donations.
Thank you, Louise and Viv.
And but we really do need your pledge. We have the station needs to get $30,198. So if you'd like to pledge $30,198, call 972-647-1893.
We have teas you can choose from.
You can get all the teas for
get
that
a sampler of every tea ever made.
You can get a couple of 3 of the teas.
You can have whatever you want.
Let's
Canvas
just
bags.
call it 5 T-shirts with a $30,000 pledge. 972-647-1893, or you can make a smaller pledge because every pledge does count. $40 pledge is a T-shirt. $75 pledge is an umbrella, and I do have this in front of me. $50 for the umbrella now. Okay, well that's gone down.
And we have
we have ball caps for $50.
$125 pledge will get you the Texas Ranger style Knon T-shirt. It's a jersey shirt, actually, and
Candy
had
wore
one
it
last week. It looks really good. So any baseball fans out there, this would be perfect for you. 972-647-1893.
And as we like to tell people, your name doesn't go on a mailing list. To have a mailing list, you'd have to have a computer, and we don't.
And be organized.
And be organized, and have somebody to enter the information.
And to send emails.
We just don't.
So don't worry about that.
We're all volunteer organization, and people that show up here out of love, including every DJ, every talk show host, everyone. So the only way the station actually gets to run is on your donation. So please do give us a donation, whatever you can afford. If you enjoy listening to KNON, 972-647-1893.
972-647-1893.
And it's all live and it's all local. And we're the only station.
It's live.
We're the only station in Dallas that it's all live and all locally produced. Most stations, even stations that'll have a local DJ, the playlists come out of New York, and it's all live and it's all local here. I like this one. There are no radio executives, market researchers, or overpaid consultants influencing airplay on 89.3.
Well, he said the truth.
Dave Chaos is a radio executive. We love Dave.
We do love Dave.
And with quotation marks around it. Radio executive.
Yeah, this doesn't have any quotes around it, so... But he's a radio executive.
We love you, and that's why we're saying air quotes.
But that's what we love about KNON. It's we're one big family here. So 972-647-1893. Give us a call and do what you can to help local radio, local community radio. A couple of other ways you can make a pledge. You can go online to knon.org, click the Pledge Now button, and the list of pledge premiums are there. All we need is name, address, how you're going to pay, and specify that it's for Lambda Weekly. The other thing that you can do is a bank draft if you'd like to call in. All we'll really need is how much you'd like to draft each month.
And a way to contact you.
A way to contact you, like a phone number is what we need. And somebody from the station will get in touch with you during the week and set that up for you. So 972-647-1893.
972-647-1893.
Okay, we were talking about the adoption bill. And that one kind of came out of the blue. Everybody was all geared up for the bathroom bill, and the bathroom bill kind of quietly died this week.
But again, we're on amendment watch. It's a vigil.
And in the Texas legislature, the procedure is, if the author of any bill, it can be a transportation bill, is willing to hear the amendment, they can tack on the bathroom bill into new roadway funding or anything. It doesn't have to be germane to the bill. It usually gets voted down if it's not, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, I thought it did, but it had just like this tenuous little string.
It can be, yeah. I mean, they can say, the road's leading to public accommodations, and that's enough of a tie. So, yeah. So we are on watch for that. But the other part, as we were talking about over the break, of this adoption bill is that LGBT kids can be discriminated against and not placed.
Right. It's not just that the agency can refuse LGBT parents or Jewish parents or Muslim parents or single parents or divorced parents. Boy, they're knocking out a lot of people.
Right.
But they want to specialize, and so they're allowed to specialize. That's how the bill's author put it. But they can also specialize in which kids they're going to.
Right. So if you're a gay kid in a Baptist adoption agency, you're probably going to age out. I mean, they're not going to try and give you away, or they're going to try and put you into reparative therapy, which we're also trying to get banned. So essentially, they're a ward of that organization until something happens.
So what happens if they adopt a child, young, 6, 7, or 8? Child doesn't know their sexual orientation at that point in life, and a few years later they realize and they reveal their that they are gay or lesbian, and so can they send them back?
They have an unconditional return policy.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm making that up.
Okay.
I would believe that.
Yeah,
but that doesn't really sound far-fetched.
It's scary that is believable. Yeah.
I mean, what happens? Once you adopt a child, the child's yours. So what do? You throw them out on the street like so many parents do.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, the figures we keep hearing, 40% of the homeless kids that are on the street are LGBT.
Yeah.
Why? Because their parents threw them out. There's no other, the only other reason they'd be on the street is they're out on the street with their whole family. That's
and 40% of homeless youth self-identify as LGBT. 40% of the kids out there homeless.
Really high.
It is really
insanely high. And then they're going to add to it. And the goal of these folks to call it the Freedom to Serve Children Act.
I know.
It's HB 3859. When you call your senator this week,
we can't do calls to action. So
right.
If you happen to want to call your state representative,
when you might call your senator this week, you could mention HB 3859, and you could call other senators too. And I think that's a really important thing to do. Because it passed the House overwhelmingly 93-49.
Yeah, it was a party line vote.
And they're using kids.
Not quite.
Well,
there were a few Republicans that voted.
There were a few Democrats that
voted
for it.
So it wasn't quite party line.
You're right.
But it's a really disgusting bill, and it's got to be stopped because if it makes it out of the Senate and gets to Cornyn, to Abbott, he'll sign it, and this will be devastating. Even as we pursue it in court, try to get it stayed or enjoined in some way or overturned, it's going to hurt kids, and it's just appalling to me that they want to express their desire to discriminate against everyone who is not like them, literally, by using kids. Mm-hmm. It's just they're using kids to express their discrimination, their desire to discriminate.
So what was it? A year after we won the right to marry, that there's also a rule that any adoptions made in any state has to be recognized in all states.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
So do you think this is also a kickback to that? Well, not a kickback, but just.
I think they've bundled every prejudice they have and every way it can really hurt families into one bill, and then they'll be the gatekeepers, and they'll be paid tax dollars to discriminate against Texans.
They've got to have. Well, they think they've got to have some anti-LGBT something passed so they can beat their chest and go back to their bigoted constituents and say, "See, I got this done." Mm-hmm. And it's got nothing to do with the people that are hurting or the people that are trying to help. It's got everything to do with them trying to get a check mark on their.
It also doesn't have anything to do with what it's going to cost the state.
Well, exactly.
Because if we were doing the most efficient thing, would be to get as many kids placed in homes as possible, so as many qualified parents. And if you think about it, one of the biggest groups that are adopting divorced people because they're single people because they're single, they don't have that spouse to have their own kid with, so you adopt. That's a huge group.
And a lot of single parents or parents who want to adopt are in a position where they have a stable home. They may not be in a relationship or want to be in a relationship or get married per se. But they have a lot to offer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And a person who's stable, who has their own home, would have a kid would have their own room and everything they need, school clothes, certainly healthy meals, all of those things. It's just a travesty that they would say no because we don't like her or him, the parent, the potential parent. The kid doesn't get to have a home.
Right.
Right.
Now, do I really think that this is going to increase or decrease the number of adoptions? I don't. Because Lerone's idiot friends didn't do their homework. I
really they're friends of mine. I just know them.
I think most people who are turned away from one agency, if they're serious about adopting, then they will do their homework and find which agency, which is most of them in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
True, but also a lot of potential parents, they got to start somewhere, and that's part of doing your homework. And so, we see this agency, let's call them up and see.
And calling them up, that's doing your homework. If they're just turned away because they called up and they said, no, we don't work with you. Now, that's one of the reasons that I think it's not going to change much. These agencies are already discriminating. This is more about these agencies that are discriminating now getting money.
Yeah, taxpayer
Yeah,
money.
they're already turning people away.
They're being paid to discriminate.
Now they'll be paid to turn people away if they want to.
And that's the really awful thing.
Yeah. And mentioning parents, happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
All
Happy
the mothers
Mother's
out
Day
there.
to all the mothers.
I just want to throw in that there are agencies in this state who, under their own rules, would not let Donald Trump adopt a baby.
Right. Well, yeah.
Well,
Because he's had
3 divorces.
five kids by 3 different baby mamas.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 divorces. I'm sorry, 2 divorces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming up on a third.
Coming up on a third. Yeah.
You're shaking your head. All I see is that they're separated.
They are, and he doesn't.
They
visit
are.
her. He
They
doesn't
are.
visit her in New York. He's not once since he became president visited her in New York.
Oh, it's
And how-
too expensive to travel.
And
to
how
New York.
often has
But yeah,
she?
you can go to Mar-a-Lago
Not
in
to
Florida.
Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Yeah.
How often has she come to the White House?
Of course,
Every
she
couple
comes.
of weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She comes there and she does events.
Remember,
and,
she had to tell him to put his hand over his heart for the pledge.
Oh, that's right.
That was at the White House.
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah.
So yeah, no, she's traveling, but to me, she's not making plans for the end of the school year. That I meant it when I said I just didn't want to interrupt his school year, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, he's separated for all intents and purposes.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
And they say he's really feeling isolated and stuck, in the White House by himself.
And he thought it would be easier.
Yeah, who knew that it was going to be a tough
Thought
job
it
to
would
be
be
president?
easier.
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
It's so hard.
I mean, Obama made it look so easy.
Well,
And you can't sue the American people every time you don't like them.
and we've
He
got
was
our
trying.
press secretary hiding out in bushes.
For anybody who hasn't heard that story, I mean, that was not something that was made up for Saturday
No.
Night
No,
Live.
you couldn't make this up.
Tell the story of what he did.
Okay, after the Comey firing, the press, of course, rushed to the press secretary, as they should. And I guess he didn't have the official story yet, or got overwhelmed, or whatever, hadn't taken a Xanax or something, and he literally hid behind bushes.
With his head
Actual
the top
bushes,
of his head
hedges.
sticking up.
These were hedges, and he was behind them, hiding.
Are you
And-
serious?
Yes.
I didn't know about that.
And then he said he would only take questions if they didn't film him. So he only took questions in a dark room. They turned the lights out.
He wanted all the lights off so they couldn't film.
Oh, this is a man having a nervous breakdown, people.
Well, they have the replacement lined up.
Oh.
Huckabee's daughter.
Huckabee, yeah. She's awful. Sarah.
She's really Sarah Huckabee
Sarah
Sanders.
Huckabee, yeah.
You know.
She's just bad. But at least she's not, melting down in front of us.
Well, she said personally, I know of countless FBI agents who said they're glad that the president fired Comey.
I'm sure
And so
there
they
are
said,
some.
So a reporter says, how many is countless? Like you personally.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I don't know all that many FBI agents, but how many is countless that you just said?
Yeah.
That you... It's just, well, I've gotten some texts and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, no, she wasn't able to name.
People say.
Yeah, people say.
I'm sure the ones that she would be friendly with
Right.
would agree that they're glad he's gone. I'm sure that some were happy that he's gone.
Well, and
My original reaction when he was fired was, I just agreed with Donald Trump on something.
mine was not that.
It was that because I feel he is responsible for throwing the election.
I agree with that.
It only took a couple of thousand votes in 3 states.
I agree with you.
And that what he did was enough to have
Yep.
swung a couple of thousand votes in each of those 3 states. He swung the election.
That was the
Sorry if it makes him nauseous.
That was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. He was completely wrong to do any of that. And
that's
now,
policy not to do that, not to interfere in an
Now
election.
who are we going to get? That's the thing.
But here's the thing about Trump firing him. He has a letter attached to his you are now fired letter to Comey that is from Jeff Sessions, who for one told the Senate Judiciary Committee that he would recuse himself. He told the country that he would recuse himself from everything related to Russia. So here he is writing a letter involved in the firing of Comey.
This had nothing
And
to
then
do with Russia.
And then the Deputy Assistant Attorney General,
They're listening to me again.
Rosenstein, who wrote this thing that said how wrong Comey was to how he mishandled the whole Hillary Clinton thing. And so that's what he's staking his claim on.
Well,
and then he gets on the interview with can't think of his name, Lester Holt. And as we were talking about,
admits that he was obstructing justice.
Yeah, he freely admits it, that he fired him because of Russia.
Because of the Russia investigation. He's doing a horrible job. And this whole Russia thing. Yeah.
And I told myself, I think, he's doing this Russia thing is completely made up fake news, so I'm going to fire him.
Yeah.
Obstruction of justice.
And what about there's two different versions of the story about that dinner that they had.
There is.
Supposedly he asked, and am I under investigation? And Comey said no. And Comey's people are saying no, that didn't happen. It didn't happen that way.
Trump is also saying that he wanted that Comey wanted the dinner, and Comey's like, no way. He's 4 years into a 10-year appointment.
Right.
He's not going to ask to speak to the President of the United States or have dinner with him. Well, they're saying that's just got to be a lie.
I mean, and at this point, people either want to know the truth or they're participating in a cover-up. There is no reason to not have a special investigator right now.
Talking to you, Senator McConnell.
Yeah, I mean, you either are in denial or you want to know the truth. There's no middle ground anymore. Ever, at all, period. And the guy admitted on national television that he was obstructing justice. I mean, and nothing's going to be done about this?
And believe me, I'm not saying that I agreed with everything. I'm saying my first reaction was, I agree with something he did.
Yeah, no, a lot of people did.
But
I laughed.
He has shown no ability to do it properly.
Right. So,
Comey seeing it on TV,
right.
He thought it was a joke when he first saw it.
Oh, yeah, he saw it in Los Angeles. Well, he was in California.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
He saw it on CNN. That's how he found out he got fired.
Well, he thought that some people in the building had done that as a joke. Because he was speaking to new recruits or potential recruits, and he sees that Comey is fired.
And he was scheduled to testify the next day. And they had to get his deputy director in there. But at this point, I don't even look at the actions or individual statements or tweets or anything anymore. My only focus right now is what's going to happen because of this. And the only answer I can come up with on this, on a national crisis, on a crime, on a constitutional, throwing it out the window, admitting to obstruction of justice on national TV is nothing. Nobody's going to do a dang thing about it.
And speaking of crises, we are about $30,000 short for the end of our pledge drive. We need you to give us a call because we have a show goal, and we still need a few $100s to make our show goal.
Are you showboating?
You showboat.
I'm begging for money is what I'm doing.
I remember
972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. We'll be back with more Lambda Weekly and more Erin Moore right after
this. This is Rollins Gelland, and I'm listening to Lambda Weekly on 89.3, and darn glad to be doing it.
And this is Lambda Weekly on 89.3 KNON FM. It is Pledge Drive, and the number is 972-647-1893.
993.
I'm not looking at the sign. We've only had this phone number for 20 years. 972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. I got it.
Give us a call. Support KNON. KNON's been supporting Lambda Weekly now for how many years? Since August of 1983.
Coming up on 34.
Yeah. 972-647-1893.
Patty, why don't you do the elite music sponsor?
Oh, okay.
Got it.
I had to reach all the way
We've
across
done
this big table.
We've done this before, Erin and I, and it's a great thing to have the KNON Elite Music sponsor. And for $500, a mere $500, you too can become a KNON Elite Music sponsor. What this does is it puts you on the list permanently. 2 tickets, your name, you and another person can be on to attend every single event that KNON has.
For a year.
For a year.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
that's 42, something like that, events every single year.
KNON has a lot of events.
It's
and
very
you'll
VIP.
You'll make up that money, in the first 2 or 3 events?
Yeah, if you're paying $20, $25, $30, $40 a ticket for these various events, and most of them include food.
Most of them include food. The gumbo party that they had a few years ago was amazing, and it's very VIP. You just show up. You walk past everybody in line. You say, "I'm on the list," and you walk in, and you feel very first class.
And after a while, all the volunteers get to know you, and they know, "Hey, come on in.
Yep.
Good to see you."
Yep.
So yeah, if you like to attend live music, if you like to eat really good food, because they do a lot of them, they have chili cook-offs and crawfish boils and gumbo tastings and all kinds of stuff. I'm hungry. This is
You're
really
making me
good deal.
hungry.
Yeah, great music, great food. For $500, you get into everything for a year, and that's 40 to 50 shows. So 972-647-1893.
And it's like having a Euro pass, you know? Like, one of the freedom moments of that is that you don't have to worry about getting a ticket. It's not only that it's cheaper and it's more efficient, but...
Oh, I thought it was because you'd wake up and you're in Stockholm.
It could be. It could be that, too. But... by having your name on it, you don't have to worry about, do you have the tickets? Do I have the tickets? Did we leave them in the car? Did we leave them at home? It's right there. You're always on the list. Go. $500. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Like 89.3 on the end. 1893.
And that was directed at me
Yeah,
because I can never remember the phone number.
Mr. I can't remember the number.
What else is going on?
Well, we were talking about several things with Trump. Let's go to a couple of other things elsewhere in the LGBT community. A Kentucky court has ruled in favor of a Christian T-shirt printer who refused to print Pride T-shirts for Lexington Pride.
Okay.
Now,
I didn't hear that one part that you just said before the show when you were telling me. I just thought it was a regular printer. I didn't know it was a Christian printer.
well, that's what they're claiming.
Okay.
That's
All
why
right.
they were
How
challenging.
can you be a Christian printer?
Because you use Christian print.
I mean, seriously,
You
that's like
just-
saying I'm a Christian plumber. You know,
Use Christian ink.
You are a plumber who is Christian. You are a printer who is Christian. And I've been in the printing business for a long time too. And I'm like,
Have you been a Christian printer?
you print stuff.
She's saying you can't be a
It's
Christian
not
printer.
Christian. It's just print.
Are you a
what I thought.
lesbian printer?
I what? I was a printer who was a lesbian.
But not a lesbian printer.
No.
So you didn't print lesbian, huh?
No.
all
right.
Knowingly.
Go on with the story.
Okay.
The point
Is that a font?
My point
It's
is,
lesbian.
with a group like this, again, do your homework. We know there's this kind of discrimination around, and we want to keep the money in the community.
I can't say
And
this.
everybody on the other side of the table disagrees with me.
I
Josh
disagree
agrees.
with
Josh
you.
on my side of the
So
table.
disagree with
Yeah,
you.
I disagree with him big
This is very
time.
90s thinking. This is pre Lawrence v. Texas thinking about doing your homework and finding a friendly judge to do an adoption, finding a friendly printer to do a T-shirt, finding a friendly baker to do a cake. No.
No.
We are equal citizens. We have been ruled that we are not criminals because of who we love. We have been ruled that we can have the same tax laws that you used to talk about ad nauseum. We can have the same marriages. We are equal. We shouldn't have to do our homework. We should be able to walk into any public service establishment and get that service.
You know, every other year, Danny and I drive to Oklahoma, and
Why?
he has family up there. Yeah, that's the only reason
You
why.
need a reason, right?
And, exactly. And on the way, you know, we're passing through a lot of little podunk towns, and sometimes when we get hungry and want to stop and eat, I shouldn't have to worry about, are we going to stop, if we stop at this little restaurant, are they going to serve me? I better do my homework first
Is
to
this
see if they're
Sonic gay
if
friendly?
this is going to serve me or not. It's really that simple. Yeah, a gay pride organization they probably should have known who to go to, who not to go to, but it could be a new group. I don't know. They're reaching out.
Or there's no other available service.
Or they looked and maybe they did do their homework and thought, oh, you know what? They have the best rates. Let's call them. And they got turned away. That's not right.
I love pissing off the other side of the table. These are just a couple of little news tidbits. Catholic University, not Catholic University, Fordham University, which is a Catholic university. They're in the Bronx,
Jesuit
New York.
University.
They're Jesuit.
Yeah.
They banned Chick-fil-A from their campus.
Good for them.
And the reason they did was a gay student complained.
Yeah. Jesuit.
Good for them.
Jesuits are about as liberal Catholic as you can find. I went to Jesuit University, and we opened up my religious studies class with a meditation every day. I mean, not a prayer. It was the full Om Shinriki Om kind of meditation. So yeah, it's a very liberal.
Well, before you get too cocky, DePaul University has banned Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Really?
Why?
Because.
No, don't make assumptions. They could have been.
No, I'm curious why.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because I mean.
Because they can.
No, I don't think so. I mean, you can ban a group for not being consistent with your mission if you're a private university or whatever, or if they're breaking the law. And Black Lives Matter likes to bend the rules a lot and break the law. And I'm not saying that that's not what they should be doing, but I also think that a private university has the right to say, please don't do that on our campus. I mean, just like, Ann Coulter not going to, what was that, Los Angeles?
Berkeley.
To Berkeley.
Yeah.
Berkeley, yeah.
That's such an oxymoron.
Don't want you here.
That the Berkeley Conservative Club invited her.
I know. All 10 of them.
But, okay. It's one of those things. If you're conservative, hey, I think I'm going to go to Berkeley. I don't get that. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, maybe they should come here and go work for adoption agencies.
Betsy DeVos this week was the graduation speaker at Bethune-Cookman University, which is
in bad decisions.
Yeah, in Daytona Beach. Bad decision?
Well, it's a historically black university.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Because another one, we heard recently, just yesterday, I believe it was, that Cornyn was disinvited from Texas Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are these historically black universities and colleges doing, inviting these ultra-right-wing
pandering
people? Yes.
She got booed, and we didn't get to that part yet. She got booed consistently through her entire speech.
And backs turned.
And backs turned, and the dean of the university stood up and said, if y'all don't stop, we're going to mail all y'all's diplomas. It was like, well, okay. He didn't threaten anything else. Yeah, so, but yeah, she got a really bad reception there.
Now, the reason in particular was she said traditionally black universities were the original version of school choice.
Which is not true.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called racism.
Well,
that's why.
No, you could go to your own
that's
black
just
school.
That's just about as bad as.
Could I go to any school, though? If I can't go to any school, it's not really a choice, is it?
Well,
Back to the
no.
cake maker and your printer thing.
No, you couldn't go to any school. These schools were created because you couldn't get into other schools.
That's about as insulting as saying in some of these new Texas history books, calling African slaves black immigrants. They immigrated to America. No, dear.
Yeah.
We did not.
No.
Which Ben Carson also said in his speech.
He did too. So I was like, no.
Yeah, you didn't really have a choice about that.
Talk about spin. This is really spin, and I'm glad they spun themselves around and turned their backs to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And shame on those schools for inviting such an insulting, disrespectful kind of speaker for their commencement.
Here's where, do your homework.
Yes.
You really think they didn't know who she was?
I
Seriously?
don't understand how they could have invited her other than they were pandering to the new administration.
Sure they were. And I've seen a lot of comments on Facebook, on Twitter, and other places of African-American students who are in college now saying, and finishing school or coming back next year, saying, I would do the same thing. I would turn my back.
Yeah.
How insulting to invite somebody like that for my commencement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my commencement, not your show to put on.
Mm-hmm.
I actually...
Inspire me. Don't push me down.
I actually have to say I disagree with the Ann Coulter Berkeley thing. I think if they wanted to invite her as a guest speaker to one of their events, that should be freedom of speech, and they can have that.
And that's what they're actually saying.
Yeah, but
they were saying they had some serious threats.
Well,
some security threats.
No, I know. But I understand that, and I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong of the students to do those threats, and I also think it's wrong to not provide security and have the freedom exchange of ideas. Now, Ann Coulter, I wouldn't slow down for her in a crosswalk, but she's, she can go to those campuses. But for my commencement, to slap me in the face like that, I mean, to not have someone who's in line with the school's principles and the school's values and the students' values, more importantly, I think that was an insult. I think that was a deliberate play that just really badly backfired.
And I have to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
The day if they graduated,
That's what they had to do.
That's what they had to do. Yeah.
I thought it was an incredibly bad choice.
Yeah.
And I would hope too that she would be careful about which one she accepts too. Yesterday, Trump spoke at Liberty University, where he was, like, talking from 2 Corinthians, was it?
Yeah, 2 Corinthians.
And they opened
Or 3.
their school with open arms to him, and.
Well, and again, going back to my Ann Coulter point, that to me is an appropriate commencement speech for Liberty University. Their principles align, they support each other, they kind of agree with the same things. They're just going to send off those students with some inspiring message that I would throw up at, but they might love. So, I mean, to me that doesn't bother me.
It's a big old adulterer at a...
That's
They
their
seem to align.
hypocrisy.
They seem to align.
That's their hypocrisy for that school, but that's not going to hurt those students' graduation.
True.
And the number to call if you would like to pledge after listening to Ms. Moore is
That's so fun.
972.
You invited me.
I always do.
You knew what you were getting.
I always do.
Did you do your homework, David?
No! I completely forgot. 972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. Josh is standing by, and so is Chris. And Erin just stormed out of the room.
No.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
You wish.
No. No, why would we want that drama? Trump is going on his first foreign trip this week. He's going to Saudi Arabia, a Muslim country. He's going to Israel, a Jewish country, and then he's going to the Vatican, Catholic country. Most other Christians wouldn't appreciate that, but I don't know that he knows.
I think he's going to say, "Hey, Frank," and it's going to embarrass all of us. He's going to embarrass us no matter where he is or what he says.
This is what I love. You got to love the Jews. The top army official in Israel just came out this week as gay.
Love him.
Now, Josh was asking me, is he single? And the article didn't say, we'll have to do some research. It's cute.
Yeah.
But he's...
Do your homework.
Well, we're going to do some homework this week and find out. And if we find out that he is, we'll need to up that goal for Knon from 30,000 to about 32, so we can pay for his plane tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. No, we would never do that.
I would do it.
And I know you would do that. That's why we don't put you on the microphone, Josh.
Hey, there have been worse GoFundMe campaigns.
972-647-1893. After we go off the air in just a couple of minutes, we will still be around and continue to take your calls. You can go online, knon.org, and hit the Pledge Now button. All of the pledge premiums are there. Like it'll say, for $50 you can get a backpack. For $40 you can get a T-shirt. For $1,000 you can get your name on a plaque that will be permanently placed in our studio, wherever our studio ends up going.
And don't forget, we still have those Ann Wilson tickets from Hart at the Bomb Factory, May 31st. That's on a Wednesday night. One pair is you can get for $70, and for a pair of tickets and a T-shirt, it's $100. So, real quick question: Melissa Etheridge or Ann Wilson?
Who?
Melissa Etheridge.
Who?
Oh, she's forgotten who she is.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
anymore.
wow.
I didn't hear you. Melissa Etheridge.
Okay, I was about to say you just abandoned her for
Wait. We need more parameters here. Are we talking going to a concert or kicking out of bed?
So she went there.
She did.
Of course.
972-647-1893.
That was a bad segue, but good way to end that line of conversation there. 972-647-1893. We'd like to end the pledge drive this week so that we're not doing pledge drive next week, but if we haven't made our goal, we'll continue next week. 972-647-1893. Nobody waits for the last minute to do pledge, even though you hear that on that other station that does pledges. So just call us today. Let's get Pledge Drive over with 972-647-1893. And because we're not that far from our goal, but we still do need a few $100s. And
if you're hearing this later in the week, that's a great time to pledge too. You can go online and pledge. Mm-hmm. We will have left the building by then, but
right, because we do post our shows. They're on YouTube, yep. And you can always listen to them later in the week. If you're listening online, just go online. And we have a number of people that always do pledge that way. So we actually might have made our goal. Well, I shouldn't say that. We don't know that we made our goal, but we don't hear about those online pledges till later. But if you have pledged online, thank you very much. And we'll be back next week with Katie and Leslie.
The Katie and Leslie Show.
Yes.
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.